Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's EGTV, and we're back again with another video. And today I got Harry with me and Kesh, and we're going to be talking about has Arteta basically revitalized the whole Arsenal team and how we play, and he's getting them ready for next season. In addition to Martin Odegaard, we're going to be talking about how Martin Odegaard's recent form has turned Arteta's head and has him interested in buying the midfielder from Real Madrid on a permanent or a loan deal in the summer. In addition to that, Arsenal have released their new kits. You know what? Take my money now, basically. These guys, they do this to me every year. I say I'm not going to buy a new kit, but then you know what? It comes out and I just end up buying it. I'm a sucker. We're going to be talking about the whole thing on Sky Sports and them talking about Arteta, and they see where things are going. We're also going to get into the league table. Does the league table lie? Like I know I said that, and it's kind of inflammatory, but let me explain a little bit more before we get into that any deeper. We're going to look at the average positioning on the pitch, and can we see a direct style of play? Because there are people who are still saying we're freestyle football, like Arteta's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or something. Like, come on, people. You can clearly see there's a style of play. You can clearly see there's a direction. You can clearly see there's a way, passing patterns that we try to play with when we're playing out the back and how we're getting forward. We're also going to get into some of the players on loan. This man right here has been called up to the Greek national team. We're going to be talking about, do we even need Jack Grealish if we're going to be signing Odegaard on a permanent? And finally, how we set up in these big games has shown me some sort of direction, some sort of plan. And you know what? There's a reason why Pepe is not playing, because him and Saka are similar. There's a reason why Willian's still playing week in, week out, because him and Emil Smith-Rowe are two creators that play on the left-hand side. We're going to get into all of this, plus an update on Bukayo Saka's injury. It looks like he could miss the Olympiacos game. So we're going to get into all of this plus more. Stay tuned for the remainder of the hour. I got the two guys with me. And you know what? People in the comments, throw in your comments while you're around. Big up to everybody watching. If you haven't already smashed a like on the video, smash a like right now, and let's get started. Harry, Kesh, how's it going, guys?
I'm well, man.
You good?
Yeah,
Harry?
good. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, good, man. Good. Nice to see you too. Nice to be on.
Yeah. So there's only one place and one place only where we can start. We beat Tottenham in the North London derby, and from that game, I want to ask you guys straightforward: are we a better team than our league position shows? Because based on our turn of form since the new year, I genuinely believe that we are a better team than our league form shows. I feel like there's been an issue with the players that we've had on the pitch and the players that we've had in the locker room, and the fact that we had a 30-plus man squad almost at one point, if you include all the academy players that were in the team. It did cause some discomfort in the squad. It did cause some people to not get along with each other. There was definitely a mole in the squad that was affecting team's morale. There's also the situation where we never had a creative number 10. Now we have two in Odegaard and Smith-Rowe that offers us more creativity in the team, and you can definitely see it in our performances. And you know what? Another thing, Partey missing offers us another midfielder who can play out the back, who has the dynamism to take the ball and push the play forward. You've seen in our pressing against Olympiacos, we got the goal from that, the first goal from that. Our pressing has been amazing recently. And you know what? It's not nonsense pressing. It's not pressing like Liverpool, where you just constant attack. It's calculated. It's individual moments where people are going, understanding, you know what, cutting off the lines, cutting off the sideways, cutting off everything. And these kind of things is what gives me hope. Now, I know I've gone on for a while. You guys can go wherever you want. I'll start with Kesh on this, and then I'll jump to you, Harry.
Yeah, listen, as I said, like, it's been more than one thing that's led to the reason why we are where we are. And the main one for me is going into the season unprepared. We made two signings, which I for one know that wasn't good enough, which is why I rated this window as a fit 5. Also not going into the season with a number 10, whether that is to do with Mikel Arteta or to do with the owners, they must have come to a conclusion. They must have discussed this before pre-season, whatever. So therefore, there should have been an alternative or solution being brought in to help us in that position. Because what you see now is, since we brought in the likes of Smith-Rowe, which Arteta stated before the start of the season that he was part of the plan, but he got injured before the season started. You see what a big improvement that's made. And also the system as well. I think a lot of people come thought, okay, I don't think we beat how serious a system is and how much effort and hard work on the training pitch it takes for players start understanding it and getting it right. And there's still some things that we don't get right at the moment. Overplaying or sometimes making poor decisions. And I feel that's something that will come along in time with improving, as the manager says himself, if you listen to his interviews, things like that, that Arsenal can't be a team who improves one summer and then stops. You've got to keep improving. So, listen, as I said, you can't really, I know, I'm the one who says you can't forgive what's happened in the previous few months and everything. But what you have to do is you have to look at the situation and
Kesh, is your mic on the floor? I think that's why. You don't have your, yeah, it's better now. Yeah, it's much better.
So you have to look at how the seasons take place and you have to assess the negatives and the positives. And how do you feel over the last few months since we played Chelsea? There's been a positive spiral upwards. If you look at the results and things like that. And yes, during that little run that you made, you could have got a lot more points if you look at the Wolves game, the Burnley game. But that's all down to just individual errors, really, and just certain things that just didn't go the way for us in the game, whether that's taking our chances, burying teams and finishing the game. And that's something that I think that will come along in time when you start to get that clinical edge. Teams that are improving, like you've seen, and that teams that were trying to replicate, like the Liverpools, the West, not the West Ham, the Man City, they gained a clinical edge. And that's something I feel Mikel will install in the future.
Harry, open the floor to you. Open your remarks.
I mean, man, what Kesh is saying is spot on. I think with regards to like the league table, we're 10th because of the first 18 games, because our form was inconsistent. And that's when we were like 15th, 13th. I think 18 games in, we were 11th in the table. And now the next 8 games, so the game week 18 to 28, we're now 10th. But our form is better. So hopefully, if we continue that over the next 10 games, then you'll see us in a more reflective league position. At the minute, it feels like we're 10th because of the average points total from a really poor beginning of the season. And like I said, that comes from a number of things, but ultimately it comes from not having a creative midfielder when you think about it, because without having that number 10 in there, we had to stick with playing a back 5 and it didn't work. And then when we did move to a back 4, we just had nothing about us. Like in that run of form, we were playing not a great set of teams. You know, Burnley at home, we struggled. Leicester, I know Leicester are good, but we struggled to create, and that just simply came down to not having enough creative players, and then as well as Aubameyang not firing because he was starved of service. So, in terms of like progression and moving forward, I think like you just put up that form table, you know, that's reflective of where we are recently. We're the 6th to 7th best team in the country at the moment, and hopefully over the next 10 games we'll carry on picking up good points, and our league position will reflect that. But at the moment, we're 10th because those first 18 games were so inconsistent. And
I agree.
And if I know it's hard to see that, but in the first 18 games of the season, we scored 20 and conceded 19. And then from games 18 to 28, we scored 17 and conceded 10. So if you look at our goals scored and against now, I think it's 37 and 29?
Yeah.
I think it is, yeah. But game 18, we scored 20 and conceded 19. So in the last 10 games, you know, where our goal difference has improved dramatically. So that's another sign of progress. But because of the shit form back when, we're not getting that rise up the table. But it will come. It will definitely come.
And I also said, I think it was after the Chelsea game, and I said, listen, it will be a long shot getting in front of the rest of the teams, but we can still do it. But if the rest of those teams ahead of us wins all their games and we win all our games as well, then I wouldn't find any complaints, because what I'll see is we've gone the season unbeaten anyway. It's something that I can look on and think, okay, that means we've found a way to be consistent and continue picking up 3 points, which is something you can carry over into the next season as a positive. And you know that if you've been doing that, like look at Man United. Last season, they went on a super run. And from there, you thought, okay, they've gone on that run. That means they're now finding that consistency a lot more. And that consistency a lot more will carry you into a top 4. That's why Man United is second at this moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the actual league position itself, if you look at it, 2 wins and we're in sixth. If obviously we need people to drop points, but 2 wins, we're in sixth. You know what I mean? Now, everyone's saying you're in 10th, you're in 10th, you're in 10th. It's almost like it's a weak argument against the progress that we've made as a club, because it's visible the progress that we've made as a club. I almost feel like because it hasn't reflected in the league table by shooting us up higher in the league. Realistically, if we kept the form that we're on earlier in the season, we would be in relegation levels. And people who were saying we're in relegation levels, you know what? They actually have a case on that at one point. But at the same time, there's too much fear mongering within the fan base. Just because currently we're in 10th and we win our next game against West Ham, guess what people are going to say? You're still in 10th as long as Aston Villa pick up 3 points, right? But can we control Aston Villa's result? No, we can't.
And that's precisely why I said if we go the rest of the season unbeaten, I'm not going to frown upon it, because we've done the second part. Obviously, you can't forget what happened in the first half of the season, but looking at when the team started to improve, which then suggests the manager has found the remedy to improve, you have to take that as a positive and look at it and think he's now getting it right. Our form table suggests he's getting it right. We're actually ticking on and we're doing the right thing. All you have to do, if you rule out, I know the guy brought up the other day about referees or whatever decisions that's gone against us. Put those decisions away, yeah? Even if you look at just our individual errors, which is down to us, that's something we're in control of. There's like, 2 or 3 games where we shot ourselves in the foot. That's about 9 points either way. That puts us higher up the table. So there's still things that we can be in control of that will make our season look a lot better than where it is right now.
Yeah, and also we've got West Ham, Everton, Liverpool, Chelsea, as well as the bottom 5
ahead of us. Exactly. So
yeah, so if we do win a lot of games, if we do win a good amount of games, then we're taking points of them as well. So, and if you go, not to go back to the league table, but I think we can all agree that whether Chelsea finish third or Leicester finish third is going to be quite tight, right? Whether Spurs finish above West Ham or West Ham finish above Spurs, it's only 3 points. But of course, West Ham can say, yeah, but we're better than Spurs because we're ahead. It's like, okay, cool. Currently, you are ahead, and currently Leicester are ahead of Chelsea, but there's 10 games to play, 30 points left. So there's still so much movement, and I'm pretty sure 10 to 15 spots in that Premier League table are going to change. Like, I still think there's a lot of movement to happen. So, like Kesh said, win our games, as many as we can. We've got West Ham and Liverpool next, right?
Yeah.
I know it's tough games, but hey, get 4 points from there, and then straight away you're a lot closer to the back.
Guys, I just want to stop right there. There is somebody asked a question about Guendouzi. I was going to leave that for later, but we might as well tackle it right now because Tam Bell asked about Guendouzi. Matteo Guendouzi has recently said he still wants to play for the shirt. He still wants to play for Arsenal. He sees his future. He doesn't want to talk about his future right now. He'll talk to a club in the summer. He said this summer is going to be a big summer. But do you guys think bringing back Guendouzi is a solution? Or based on what we've seen in the North London derby with the attitude of Arteta towards Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, he has a stern idea of what he thinks the club should be and the standards, and he will not be bringing back Guendouzi, and he probably will sell him, in my opinion. But let me just see what it says here. Matteo Guendouzi said, I will work hard for the shirt. My eyes are on a return to Arsenal, and he is eyeing a return, and he wants to stay to basically fight for his place. And he said he's an Arsenal player, and he wants to fight for the team, fight for the shirt, and fight for the fans. He's saying everything right that you want to hear from Matteo Guendouzi. I'll throw you Harry. 1 second, Cash. Harry can go first this time.
I feel like a genuine translation of that comment would be like, I'm really not loving this loan move, so I really hope I've got a future at Arsenal. Listen, when Guendouzi first came, I really liked him. I think he's a really good ball carrier. I think he shows a lot of responsibility on the ball. But Arteta's proved that he's a system coach, and he's got to be the right profile of player as well as personality. My preference would be personally, because I think, I'm not going to say he's a wonder kid, but I think he's got a lot of potential. Personally, I would like us to extend the contract and maybe loan him back out again next season. I don't think that we'd get a good valuation of him now if we sold him in the summer, and I do believe he'll go on to be a good player. But in the same token, this sounds really bad, but I don't care. Like, just another player that I don't necessarily care about because he's not here, and Arteta's chosen to move him on. So, is what it is in that respect.
Okay, Kesh. Same question, but then also I want you to move away from that, and we're going to get into the Odegaard one after. So, Matteo Guendouzi, do you think he's going to stay at Arsenal? Or he's going to be sold? What do you think is going to happen? And what do you think about the statement that he made? He wants to basically fight for the shirt and fight for the fans.
Personally, that's someone who fears where they might end up, where their next move might be. I think he's come to terms that he's wasted a good opportunity being at Arsenal. At the end of the day, Guendouzi for me, as I've said it for many months now, he's got something good about him, special. I don't know if it's his passion or whatever, but in terms of the actual position, I don't think he's got actual position. He came out today and he said it himself. He could play 6, 8. I don't believe he can play 6, in my opinion, because he's not disciplined enough. He ventures forward way too much to be a number 6. Says he can be an 8 or a 10. The reason why he's saying he's 10 because he relished that free role. If you've watched him for Hertha Berlin this year, he's not playing a role where he's sticking to. He's normally roaming. He's going beyond the strikers. He's going out to the byline and everything. So that's not going to help our system. That's not the sort of profile we're going to need. We need someone who's going to just get on the ball, move it around. He likes to dribble as well, a lot with the ball. We already got Partey who's doing that. So what you're going to end up getting is you're going to get 2 players. People said that, him and Partey will be a good partnership. In what way would it be a good partnership? 2 players who love to venture forward. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
for me, I think. Go on. Sorry.
Someone just said this comment here, Harry. Let me just read it. Shademan says he read it somewhere that Zidane rates Guendouzi, and how do you guys feel about a possible swap deal from Matteo to Real Madrid for Odegaard, and possibly we can maybe some money on top? Is that even possible? Never happened.
If you look at who Madrid looking at, they're looking at Camavinga, Kessie from AC Milan, and Pogba. Like, they're not going to overlook those 3 players for Guendouzi.
Yeah,
but yeah, as I said, I don't believe he's got a long-term future here. I think the club's going to snap over his hand and it is for 25 to 30 mil.
Yeah, I think it. Do you know what? I think Kesh is probably right. My only counter argument would be that if we can get a positive Guendouzi back and a motivated one, then he would be a good squad player. So, bringing him on instead of the likes of Willock earlier on in the season or Elneny or Ceballos, I think he could grow to be, that 3rd or 4th choice midfielder. But to go back to Kesh's comments about the system, like he's exactly right. What we'll see later when you talk about it, but I'm sure everyone knows, is that in possession, Granit Xhaka basically plays a left centre back. And then freeing up Kieran Tierney, and then it's just Thomas Partey in the middle, and Odegaard comes inside. So that's the shape. So if you sign another central midfield, if you have another central midfielder of Thomas Partey next to him, then it changes the dynamic of the team. So I can't see him coming back and earning a starting place. But I saw a lot from him early on, and I did like him. And I don't know if that's because we were in a rut, and I just saw this kid come in and just sit and get on the ball, and I thought that was really brave of him. But maybe that bravery, disguised the genuine talent, and maybe I just thought, this is new, it's refreshing, and sometimes you get a little bit excited about that. But I don't know how he's doing in Hertha Berlin, to be honest. I really haven't watched a lot of it.
He's doing the exact same. He's doing the exact same.
He's not really been playing as much lately since the new managers come in. So, listen, I know people watch a few games where you score a goal in here and there, but they are in relegation. You come from Arsenal, yeah? As an Arsenal football player, that means you've got pedigree, yeah? Normally, a player who's that well-tutored and looks up and people think he's good, he'll be starting week in, week out. They're in a relegation battle. He's been on the bench lately.
For a reason.
Or Sami Khedira, who got released from Juventus on a free.
Makes sense. Yeah. Now I'm going to bring shots in, bro. So far what we spoke about was the league table. We're going to get back to that. And right now we're just speaking about Guendouzi, and we're going to move on to Odegaard. So before we go on to Odegaard, did you want to get on to Guendouzi or did you just want to move straight on? You can.
Favorite topic, Guendouzi, blood. I told you, I got theories with that guy already, innit?
What is it?
Don't get me wrong. He's a wicked player, innit? He's got bags of ability. Again, but he's one of them mislintat signings. something seems to be happening with the Mislintat signings. It's almost like they don't get checked for, like, ability-wise, that stat DNA thing. They've obviously got all of their information on paper. This player can play this and he can play that. He's 86 passing. He's exactly, but this never ever tells you about the person's personality traits, what he's like, what, you know, how good he is with training. Like, does he, you know, obviously they'll have the physical stats and stuff like that, but, you know, does this person stay an hour after training? Does he, you know, does he listen to every single word? Does he penetrate every bit of information that you're giving him? For me, I don't see Guendouzi being it. He seems like a bit of a class clown. And at the top level, at this kind of level, I see he said something in the interview that you guys are probably talking about now, and he said something about I feel that you need personality to be a great player, which is cool. Yeah, you do need personality, but you got to have the winning personality. That kind of personality that I'm going to do everything I can to be the next, I don't know, not Bergkamp, obviously, but the next, Petit. I'm going to be the next Petit. I'm going to be that guy that's going to stand next to the rock, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to... To me, he doesn't really see it. He looked, again, like I've told you, man, he looks like the kind of guy that would be, you know, Arteta will be talking through a game plan, and all of a sudden, like, he's
juggling.
Yeah, or he'll fart back your head or something like that.
So what would your closing remark be on this whole Guendouzi thing? Is it just sell him, keep him? What do you think is going to happen to end it all off?
My opinion, I would take him back. But how long's his contract left after this year?
2 years. So this is his...
He's got a year left after this.
That's how you guys look at it, yeah.
That's how I thought. So what I would probably do, I'll try and sign him up to a new contract. And I'll tell you why. He's going to be worth quite a bit. I'll probably sign him up to a new contract. If he's not picking up on anything, I'll send it back on.
I sell him after the French Euros, because France is going to win the under 21 Euros. And he's going to be a big punch.
It's easier said than done to sign him a new contract. Even unless you're telling him you're going to be a starter or whatever, Guendouzi seems like a prat. Let's face it.
He said his entourage, so
you know what I mean. Like, look at the things that you're saying, the words you use. Listen, if you're coming back and he's not hearing the right things you said to him, he's not going to sign a new contract. So obviously, you're not going to be willing to lose him on a free. So therefore, you're going to have to just get the best offer you can for him. At the end of the day, you paid 8 mil for him. If you can get 25 mil for him, you take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason why I was saying
we're just gonna move on from the Guendouzi thing, guys, because we've been on it for 20 minutes now. 10 minutes now. I want to move on from Guendouzi because Guendouzi should be the least of our worries.
Yeah, let's be real. We got bigger things to focus on.
We got bigger fish to fry. So today, reports came out. Martin Odegaard, the stuff that you want to hear after the recent form of the player. Mikel Arteta has gone to the board and said, you know what, this is the kind of player the kind of profile of player that I would like to bring in a permanent. I would like to see if we could use this opportunity to bring the player that we already have in-house, either on a loan or a permanent deal. He would like the playmaker to remain at Arsenal come the summer, and if Real Madrid are looking to sell, Arsenal should be able to go out and bid in around 40 million. And if they're looking to send him back on loan, which we would probably prefer, due to the fact that we might not have enough money to get all the deals that we need to get done. So with that report coming out and Odegaard scoring back-to-back goals, what are you guys saying? Are you guys excited?
Get him in, sign him up, extend the
line. I see Brownie, football Brownie in the chat saying Madrid's not going to let him go. You were saying that we wasn't going to get him on loan. He's going to go Real Sociedad. So I don't get the notion that Madrid's not going to let him go. You clearly can hear what Odegaard is saying. He's saying he's been longing for an environment where he feels settled, wanted, and he's not had that since he's been 15 at Madrid.
Yeah,
I heard you lot.
Let Harry go next because he was gonna go before Cash.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm just signing him up. So for me, when you've got
that's it.
When you've got a player who is settled in quite quickly, and I know he's not setting the world alight in terms of, there's not like an amazing highlight reel of every game, but he's slotting in the right place. He's changing the way we play. He works well with Willian next to him or an Emil Smith Rowe next to him.
He's slowly growing.
Yeah, and he's young and he seems like a nice guy.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah, and he's got a little bit of toughness about him. So yeah,
we were talking about it. The header. he's winning headers in the middle of the pitch.
Mm.
You never seen Mesut Ozil win headers. The last
Yeah, he's
midfielder we
different.
had,
Listen, he's different. He's not a luxury player, you know, and that.
he's
that's
an
why I'm
Aaron
not playing.
Ramsey in my opinion. He's like an Aaron
He's a
Ramsey.
dire
He
threat.
does everything.
Yeah. Just honestly, just get him in, because the truth is, if we don't get him in, it's not a problem, and we go for someone else, then we have to account for the bedding in time. And if there's Euros and whatnot, they come late, then they're getting used to the tactics, and everything is delayed. And we've seen so far since COVID that nothing's been perfect in terms of preparation for Arteta. He took over from another manager. He had to get rid of all their players. He hasn't had a full pre-season because of COVID. There's all these things coming up. So that's why he got Ceballos back on loan for continuity. So it would be great to get Odegaard in, because the guy's got a lot of talent, and he's only 22, which means we can have him for 6, 7, 8 years.
Cash, I'm gonna let Shots go next.
Go.
Just before you go, Shots, I was listening to Arsenal Vision podcast, and they said that Mikel Arteta has been clearly coaching the team to take pop shots from midfield. He's told everyone in the squad, basically, you need to take more shots from midfield because we need goals coming from the midfield. And Odegaard has taken upon himself to get into the right positions. So has Smith Rowe, and you could even see with El Neni's shot against Olympiacos that we have direct instructions from the coach: take shots from the midfield because we need those goals.
He's doing it a lot as well, but he's spooning the.
Conte's a nutcase when he does it.
He's kicking out and Rosette and that. Like, I just don't understand, but I've seen him bang a few from outside the box for Atletico, so he's definitely capable of actually doing
he does that. I never knew. Like, me and Harry were talking about it during the game. We're like,
yeah, we were.
How many times has Pate scored from outside the box at Atletico Madrid? Because he seems to take it 3-4 times a game.
No, he's scored free kicks. Like he's got a foot on him. I've seen him. He's banged goals from outside the box for Atletico. So he's capable of doing it. It's just I don't know if the level of the pace of the Prem like is too fast. Like he needs to adjust to it or something like that. Like because you get the ball a lot faster than you would.
He's scored a few streamers for Atletico Madrid. I think what it is, he's in that phase where he's so desperate to score his first goal.
Yeah.
Like if you watch when he's shooting, he's not getting his technique right.
Yeah.
He's rushing.
He's speeding onto it, bro. But that's the pace of our league.
As soon as he gets the first goal, I think you'll see a few more come. Remember, we ain't seen the best of Partey yet because we're not seeing him get in the box as much. Once he's 100% fit, we'll start to see late runs and things like that. But listen, as I said, he's not 100% fit, and you can see the difference he's making already. So even with Odegaard as well, he's not 100% settled in this team. You know what I mean? Like there's still a long way to go.
Okay, so for you guys, quick question. You have a choice: buy him now, or get him back on loan and go ballsy and spend the money somewhere else and do something. Or you could even go say, you know what, get our first choice.
Grealish. You know what though? Yeah, I look at it like our first choice is still Aouar. Don't forget how badly Arteta wanted Aouar last year, and I don't think that's gone quiet.
I still think it is. I think it is as well.
Exactly, which means that they've got that money for Aouar because they couldn't afford it last year. They've got the Aouar money. What's that? 60 plus? That's going to be about 60 plus, isn't it?
Is he in the under 21s team or is he in the World Cup?
Why? Because they don't need him.
The first team, bro.
They don't need him.
First team is packed, bro. Like,
okay. Let's get back. Aouar.
Yeah, I mean,
I know I've said about Grealish, and I think Grealish's ceiling is high, and he can play for any team in European football. But I don't think he'll come to us. Is one thing, but also I don't think we need him. If you have Emil Smith Rowe, that's what I'll say. I know
why forget about Grealish? I don't get it.
No, I'm not saying forget about it, but what I'm saying is I've seen enough in Emil Smith Rowe, and I know it's early, and I'm not saying Emil Smith Rowe will be as good as Grealish next season. But what I'm saying is if you sign Grealish, you are directly.
I get what you're saying.
Emil Smith Rowe's growth, like directly.
If Grealish is gonna be, say, 50 mil, then I can see the club doing it. But the fact that you got Smith Rowe, they're not going to just go and overspend and spend 80, 90 million on Grealish. It's not a priority like that. It is a priority, but it's not a priority to get a Grealish exactly when you can go and find someone like a Odegaard. Like, I know a lot of people saying Madrid's going to rip your hand off for Odegaard.
So you guys agree with this statement here? Prioritize Odegaard over Grealish due to the price, and we already have him in-house.
I think if you can get him on a second loan, which I think more than likely it will be.
I think that's what it will be as well. I agree.
You take it. You take that loan.
Okay, rivals were speaking to me earlier, even to you, Kesh, on the terrace, and they're saying, why would he come to you if somebody else came knocking? These kind of things keep floating around every day.
I don't believe that. I don't believe
you know
that.
What the thing is, people don't take into consideration the feelings towards the club. Remember, this is a guy that came, he was training at Arsenal when Wenger was here, and he even said it to Wenger. He trained at Arsenal. We were meant to sign him before he went to Madrid.
Yeah.
We were meant to sign him. So he was training.
Who?
Odegaard.
Oh, because about Grealish.
Because Madrid was his dream,
he
chose that. But what he said to Wenger is that, don't worry, I can see myself coming to play for Arsenal in the future.
Yeah.
I love this comment. Is this what you guys are basically saying? Awar and Odegaard is better than
I'll be more than happy with that.
Yeah, I'll prefer that. But then my only thing would be that somebody else is getting Grealish. And that would scare me, bro. I've got a feeling Grealish has something. All right, he doesn't support the club. We know he's a Villa boy and that. But he's got some sort of attraction to Arsenal. He came to the Emirates and he said, this is the best, my best personal stadium in the world. Then on top of that, if you look at
Instagram.
Him and Saka. Yeah, him and Saka, bro.
He does that. He does that to Harry Kane. He does that to like.
He publics everybody, bro. He publics everyone.
But in terms of like how why would Odegaard come to us? Like we all know the expression punching, right? When an attractive male or female is dating someone who is much more attractive than them. Yeah. So the same thing applies. Like a club like Arsenal can still attract the top players just because we're not. So we can still punch in that respect. We can still go get someone much fitter than us in Odegaard, whoever it is. So
we're not punching. We're not punching. You're not.
You see the argument that why do you think someone else will come to get him? You have to look at the clubs who you think around Europe. Man United's not going to go for him. You know that. Chelsea's not going to go for him. I highly doubt City's going to go for him. There's not many big clubs where you look at and think, okay, that's where Odegaard might want to go to. Probably a Dortmund. That's probably about it, really.
Respectfully, man, it's playground talk when someone goes, "Oh, why would he come to you?" Like you're
And you can clearly tell he's comfortable in the environment already. Like he looks like he gets along with the guys. He likes playing under Arteta.
Yeah.
Like it's a match made in heaven, isn't it? It's a match.
Okay, guys. This is what I want to do now. I want to actually talk about how it's working and how everything's going on. Okay, so let's just end it off here with the Odegaard thing. Odegaard, what are you guys doing? If you're the board and you're Arteta, are you going to do whatever you can to sign him to a permanent deal this summer, or are you going to risk having him perform well in the Euros and in the World Cup the following season and try to buy him the following summer? That's my worry. That is a big factor. You have to remember the Euros. Everybody's eyes are on that. The World Cup. Everybody's eyes are on that. And those are 2 years back to back. It's coming, and he's going to be playing in both of them, I think. So,
that is very true. I didn't even think of it. See, I don't know. What I would like to do is, because I know we're limited. We're not that Chelsea. We're not that City. I'll take him alone and then spend the money that we have available to add to whatever. But now that you've just put it like that, with the fact that the Euros are coming up and then next year the World Cup as well, we are kind of putting him on a pedestal for like
someone else to come and get him.
Bayern Munich to just say, yo,
but
listen.
From what I've read, I don't know if it's true. I haven't looked into it that deep. I just read it. Is that Arsenal's already put in a bid for it of what I think 30 mil or something like that, and Madrid said come back in May or June because they don't know whether Zidane or whatever's going to be there.
Okay. But no, I saw Zidane come up with a statement saying they're trying to bring back Ronaldo. Now, if they're trying to bring back Ronaldo, listen, they've been trying to get
Mbappe. They've been trying to get Mbappe for time. But guys, we're getting away from the topic. Harry, what's your final decision on Odegaard? Sell? Buy, loan, or return? Let him go back.
Well, no, buy or loan him. I mean, of course he can go back because he's a Real Madrid player, but I'd like him to stay at Arsenal. Sorry.
I said it's as simple as this. If you ask any Arsenal fan which Real Madrid loanee they would keep, it's Odegaard. And if you ask if he's good enough, just watch the Olympiacos and Spurs game all over again. Now, I want to get into the actual tactics, okay, guys? I know we don't actually talk about tactics much, but when Odegaard first came in against Leeds, that was the Leeds game this image is from, right? You could see clearly that there wasn't cohesion in the way that they're playing, and they're over hitting passes and everything. And we went with a similar setup against Spurs, but with Lacazette up top. You could tell that he is now more accustomed to playing with us, and he's now getting into more of those spaces, getting more of those directions. But it also helps when he has the help from the left-hand side. The left-hand side was completely dominated by Kieran Tierney and Smith Rowe. They were linking up the whole time, terrorizing the defender and the right back in Doherty the entire game. And I can show you guys the average positioning of the team just to tell you guys how we set up defensively and attacking-wise against them. So now looking at everything, can you start to see Arteta has revitalized and put some energy in this team, and you can clearly see a system? Because people say there's no system at Arsenal. That is absolute BS. There's a clear system.
No, they don't watch the
There's a clear system.
So many people who wanted Wenger Arteta out, would be like, you know, what are the tactics? What's our playing style? It's like, I mean, watch the game and then you'll see what our tactics are. Our tactics are to play out from the back, is to overload the left-hand side, to get crosses in, and then when it's the right-hand side, it's to isolate Saka or Pepe, so they're one-on-one with the fullback. Yes, and Granit Xhaka drops into like CDM or left centre-back, which frees up Kieran Tierney. Odegaard plays a bit deeper and narrow, gets on the ball with Partey. Like it's all there. It's always been there. We just haven't necessarily had the player personnel to do it.
The people just didn't understand it. They just didn't understand
the cohesion just wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly. And then there were a few little factors. So, for example, when one player was missing, it just seemed to mess up the whole puzzle, the whole cog. And now the players are more settled, and we've got enough versatility. So now Arteta seems settled on a Willian or an Emil Smith Rowe from the left. It means that you've got two players to play that position, and now you've got Pepe and Saka to solely play on the right. And now it seems like it's Aubameyang or Lacazette up top. And then straight away you start to get that cohesion. Players are really, really aware of their responsibilities. And just to go back to the long range comment, it seems now that we're only either going to score team goals, i.e. coming from the left-hand side, or Saka doing something, or a long range shot. Like that, all of our play is based on having possession. Of course, I don't think we're going to see a lot of one-on-one goals unless they're counter-attack goals. But for it to be a counter-attack goal, it almost means that we don't have the ball. And I think our priority will always be to have the ball.
But what Smith Rowe did was amazing. I want to see more of that. I want to see more people take the risk.
I wanted that to go in so bad.
Man, he ran off, didn't he? Like just as it approached the bar, he was just running off, and I was like, oh.
And then he hugged himself.
I want to get back. I want to get back to what Harry said. Harry said something important. With the way that the setup is, you can clearly see Smith Rowe and Willian are both players who cut inside, but join the midfield. And you can see that Saka and Pepe are both inside forwards that are more forward than the striker. Now, this system, obviously, Lacazette was a lot deeper than we usually would have our strikers. This system is more suited to Aubameyang, right? You can clearly tell that Arteta made the change last minute. He did not expect Lacazette to start this game in the way that he set up. But the way the system is working, Xhaka on the left, almost joining in as a third, as a left back, Partey as the deepest midfielder, Odegaard almost as a cam, Cedric as a right midfielder, basically, and Kieran Tierney is not a left wing back. He's basically a left midfielder, the way that he's set up. This setup is basically identical to the same setup that we played with at Leicester. And guess what? We had a completely different personnel that game. I think we had Cedric on the left. Am I mistaken?
Yeah.
No, on the right. We had Pepe, we had Lacazette, and we had Willian. So it just goes to show you what you said, Harry. We have interchanging pieces. We don't need to worry. And you know what? I think Martinelli's not going to get game time, because until somebody goes out of form, Martinelli's not going to get game time, because he sees Martinelli as a striker. He doesn't see him as a left winger or a right winger. And that's what's triggering people. So now let's get back to your analyst. What do you guys think about that?
That tells me Lacazette and Eddie are gone. They're gone. Because if you could look at it, Lacazette don't even play after games he should anyway. Like, it's not a rotation thing. It's either, I mean, would we even have seen Lacazette if Aubameyang never fucked up on the weekend? I don't I don't think we would have seen him. We ain't seen him for time. Last time we saw him was Leicester, I believe, right? It was Leicester. It would have been Leicester. And that was the reason he put out that team is because he wanted a fresh squad for Olympiacos, bro. So I don't think we'll see much of Lacazette. I think in certain games where there's a defense that are more on shoulder barging the man than actually tackling them and stuff, you might see Lacazette to drop in deep. But you realize even when Lacazette drops deep to get the ball in that kind of number 10 role, whoever's on them wings, they bomb ahead. So now they're the strikers. They go ahead and they cut into the inside. Lacazette turns into a number 10. Kieran Tierney and whoever it is Cedric should go around. I'm sorry, Cedric would go around the outside. Bellerin would always do this.
I think that is one of the reasons as well, because listen, I know we're saying Martinez is better than William. Yes, he's got ability and everything, but if you look at the way Martinez plays, he's just going to take up the space that Tierney's trying to run into, and it completely ruins the system. So I can see why he's not playing off the left.
Whereas Willian gets it because he does
comes inside, tries to create. You know what I mean? Martinez is going to run at you. That's what he's going to run at you.
Then they probably lose the ball, leave Kieran Tierney out of position.
And that's one of the things as well. He doesn't play interchanging football, and I feel that's why Arteta sees him as a striker.
It's so true though, because you know what? We always say Martinelli is fast, skillful, he can strike a ball, he can head, but nobody says he can pass. Nobody says Martinelli. I mean, we know he could do a side pass, and you know that. Yeah. We don't see him do the cutting the line.
He's not going to do interchanging pass. He's not going to pass and move and get again. He's not going to do that.
He wants to be at the end of that pass. Do you know what I mean? He'll make the run off the ball and then try and score it himself.
We're fans, bro. No one. I don't hear people raving about Pepe's pass. Pepe's pass was something Ozil would have done. People would have been jerking off to it.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? The pass for the goal, for the penalty. One touch, and nobody mentions it because it's Pepe. You get what I'm saying?
They went on. They went in on a match of the day on it. I think they did.
I feel like it was overshadowed because of the penalty, but I think everyone saw
it. It's like it was a
good pass. Yeah,
true.
Yeah, with regards to Lacazette, like it's weird because 4 or 5 games ago, I was thinking, I wonder if there's like a little bit of a contract problem. So Arteta saying, look, if you're not going to agree to sign, we're just going to phase you out. And then I see him play against Spurs, and I get romantic. I'm like, oh man, like I love Lacazette. Like I love what he brings. I love his energy. So now I'm like, I'd love Lacazette to stay, but that's probably an emotional.
I think there's a lot more
here. While we're talking about the Lacazette, let's just answer this question also. Would you take Dani Ceballos alongside Odegaard if that means that's the only way we can get the deal done?
No,
that makes sense, brother. I don't see why Madrid would be like, please take 2 players in order for you to take one. There was a comment in this though, that said, I think it's from RZ100 or something, and it said, loan him again with an option to buy. Now that is genius, because then that means the price is set. Even if it means paying an extra 10 million next year because of the potential.
I think that is what will happen.
That's what you do.
If they're not,
it'll be an obligation to buy, though, right? It'll be an
obligation to buy. Yeah.
If they're not trying to agree to a deal, I think they will have that. But at the same time, I don't really mind that because I don't think it's going to be expensive of what people trying to make out to be. Like, remember, Odegaard's not done anything significant in his career where you're going to say he's demanding 60 to 70 mil. Not a chance in hell.
Yeah,
the most you're paying for him, the most you're probably going to pay for him is like what 40 mil with about 15 million add-ons.
So how long's left are we still at Madrid?
He's going to have 2 years left, I think.
2 years.
Yeah.
That's all right then. That's because if he's got like a little 4 years in that, then that I think that's a problem.
That changes the whole landscape. You know what
because he's an international. He's just got captaincy at Norway. These are 10 million add-ons straight away, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like 10 goals for Norway. That's another 10 mil there, bro. Like 10
and
goals.
He's the captain, yeah.
He's just gone captaincy, bro. All of these things here, that's like okay, cha-ching.
Yeah, don't forget who he plays with as well. So he's gonna get assists. So that his value then goes up.
Mad thing, bro.
We want to keep him. Do Real Madrid actually want to sell him? Because people keep saying these. I hate this narrative that why would Real Madrid get rid of him? He's their future. No, he's not.
Zidane.
They've
always gotten the ready-made player.
I think what it is Florentino Perez sees him as a extremely good player. He's got a future at the very top. But the problem is, Zidane doesn't see a future for him. He doesn't fit into the way Zidane's system works or his players in their position work. If you saw where Zidane was trying to play him, it didn't suit him at all. He was almost playing off the right as a right winger.
Yeah. I saw that.
Exactly. So it doesn't suit him. And remember, when
Plus,
you have to, it's not just about the club.
Man. Don't be shy.
It's not just about the club.
Don't
It's not just about the club. The player might actually just want to leave now. Like, he's been there since he was 15. Things weren't going right. Even when he was playing for the B team, Zidane wasn't playing him.
Mm-hmm.
So there's obviously a bit of hassle and bother between them.
Yeah, and also if he's only got 2 years on the deal, if he's got 2 years on the deal left, and they'll obviously be looking to extend the contract to protect their investment. If he says, I don't want to sign a new contract, then they'll say, oh, okay, we're going to have to sell you. And then also in terms of like, why did Real Madrid let him go? Look, we all agree Real Madrid are better than us and they're bigger than us, right? But let's just say, for example, we'd all agree that we are bigger than Newcastle, right? And we've let Joe Willock go on loan to Newcastle. Now, if Newcastle want to sign Joe Willock, the narrative from Newcastle fans, I don't think would be, why would Arsenal let him go? It's like, because we don't need him. We don't play him, so we would sell him to Newcastle. Real Madrid, they don't need him. They don't play him, so they would sell him to us. It's the same theories apply.
Let me just ask you guys this question quickly. Enrico asked about Kieran Tierney's open mic. Did you guys hear about Kieran Tierney's open mic? What did he say, Cash?
What did he say?
It was just a captain's thing.
Chances or whatever. We need to score all these fucking chances, something like that, innit? And then
it was a 4-minute video of him just basically talking and motivating the team.
That's what you hear a leader say. Like Smith Rowe, he's encouraging him, saying, "Well done, Smith Rowe." Then there was one where he said, "Guys, no counter attacks," innit? He's letting them know, like, keep your shape, don't get too open. Then the other one was Partey, and he's doing this, so he's telling them keep your head on. That's probably when he was losing the ball. He's saying, "Come on, use your head."
Yeah. You know what I mean? Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing though? Like, I loved it, and it's great to see and whatnot. But I disagree wholeheartedly with the release of that video in the time of the uncertainty around Aubameyang, because all we've heard over the past 24 hours is Aubameyang shouldn't be captain and Kieran Tierney should be captain. And then to release that, I mean, it's obviously separate departments, and Arsenal media are their own entity and they can do what they want. But in terms of
it's calculated.
No, I don't think it's calculated. No, I don't think it is. I think they're their own entity and they do their own thing. Arsenal media, they're two separate things, I believe. But yeah, I just feel like that was a kick in the teeth, and you're just adding fuel to the fire.
Amazing segue. One of my main topics in the actual description was Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is angry at Mikel Arteta about being axed during the North London derby, but the players back Mikel Arteta's decision, and they're 100% supporting the manager in making the decision to drop the player. Now, where is this coming from? Do you believe it? Media. Cash, you think it's bullshit?
It's bullshit.
This came from the Athletic, Cash. It's not. It didn't come from fake like Son.
Here you go. Get today's pictures up from the training session. Get today's pictures up from the training session. Look at Aubameyang
smiling as well. Yes, he's angry. You're frustrated. You're the captain. You missed a big game. That's a natural human emotion. Yes, they said he's fed off and whatever, didn't warm down. Cool. He probably needed to clear his head.
Did you see that as well?
It said that, yeah, but we don't know if he could have said to like Mikel, like, my head's going, I'm really upset. I'll let the team down. Mikel might have said, like, go home, just go and relax, refresh your head. We don't know what's happened. I highly doubt he's decided that he's just not going to do the warm down. I'm gone. They said that he's fed off very angrily and all that. Bro, the guy was smiling in the training today.
How did they know that? Were they in his car saying, "How are you feeling?" "Oh, I'm so angry." It's just journalist paper talk. Like it's just assumptions.
When it comes to Arsenal,
he don't look angry, bro. He don't look angry.
It's gonna sell. That's why they do it.
The reason they're saying he's fed off angrily is because if you listen to Jose Mourinho's interview, you can actually hear the cars turn on. You hear him rev the engine and go, give it that hard Ferrari engine, and then you hear it take off. But I saw on Instagram, I swear it was Aubameyang's anniversary.
On the same 300 goals or whatever from Lacazette or something. Was it that?
No. Yeah, I'm sorry, Aubameyang.
Oh, his girl.
Yeah. It was his anniversary. I swear, I think it was his anniversary with his woman on the day, bruv. So that could even be the reason why he was late and why he had to go. Like we
That's
don't
why
know.
he was late. That's why he was late for the game. Oh,
Yeah, he's getting that. He was getting that morning naan bread, bro. He had to get the morning anniversary naan bread, bro.
We should
Anyways,
be applauded. He should be applauded for that. Not.
That's what I'm saying. He's putting the work in at home first, bro. Like,
okay,
shit.
guys, there's an elephant in the room. We need to discuss it. I want a new striker. I want a striker that's better at hold-up play, stronger, bigger, who can actually get headers and win those duels in the box. Lacazette needs to be sold. Are we going to be getting a striker in this summer, or are we going to be going with Martinelli and Aubameyang next summer? What do you guys think?
I genuinely thought we were going for a striker there, but when I'm actually thinking about it now, with the system we were trying to play, and it doesn't suit Martinelli playing out on the left, I probably don't see Arsenal actually buying a striker now.
I don't see us buying one.
I see them actually looking at Martinelli and saying, "You are the future in the position."
You still have people dying. Okay, that's okay. Do we need a striker?
No, I think we need to see Aubameyang play in this new system for longer, and then we'll see him scoring goals again. In terms of with the creative players behind him, we haven't seen it in that many games, and his form's been pretty decent. It's an area that we need to improve, but we've got more important areas to focus on. And like we said about Martinelli, we need to see Martinelli play up front a lot more as well. So I agree.
I will be doing a preview tomorrow, guys. It's just, of course, YouTube algorithm does not help you if you release the video a day before. So I'm just going to be releasing the videos on the day. So look out for that. It should be around 10 o'clock maybe tomorrow. But yeah, we're not going to be complaining about referees. Guys, I don't know if you guys want to do this, but at the end of the video, are you down to do Premier League Team of the Decade? Just quick lineup. BBC, we're talking about it all week. I don't know if you guys seen it on Twitter. We'll get into that in a bit. But Kesh, you already said you think we're not going to buy nobody. Harry, same thing.
I think it all depends, innit? I don't know. Maybe that's what they're doing with Martinelli. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to see if he's in training, if he's ready for that or not. Maybe, I don't know. It all depends on what the club's seeing in training, innit? If he's ready to step up. Obviously, if you look at the way Martinelli played and where he scored his goals, I think he scored 7 of his 10 goals from the defensive centre forward. So he's not been this incredible left winger that we're trying to make out to be. It's clear that his future is as a striker.
Yeah, I can only remember him scoring 1 goal off the left wing, and it was one of the Europa games.
West Ham.
Was it West Ham? I'm sure it was a Europa game. Because he cut him from
West Ham, no?
Was it West Ham?
It was a Europa game. He played up front against West Ham, didn't he?
No, Aubameyang played up front, didn't he?
I'm sure it was one of the. I couldn't. Don't get me wrong. I smoke a lot of weed, so I couldn't.
They kept switching. They kept rotating. I couldn't even keep track. If I remember that game, that was a madness.
I remember the time of day.
He can head the ball though. He can head the ball.
Remember the Europe? That's it. The Europa header that he got. The 2 Europa ones.
So it was the League Cup. It was the League Cup. He went mad against Liverpool.
Yeah, I think it was Liverpool actually. Yeah, one of the headers he leapt up so high, and the technique was so weird. It's like he was under it and he flicked his hand, and it was like, raw. Okay,
it was like Diallo.
I know. He prefers to play as a winger, but listen, that's going to be out of his hands.
Yeah.
He's still a kid, man. He's still a kid. He's still a raw talent.
This guy hit it nail on the head. Arteta out people love to talk about Martinelli. But you know what? If you remember the Olympiacos, when Gabriel scored his header, Harry, you seen Martinelli celebrating with Gabriel, right? Does that look like somebody who's angry? Does that look like somebody who's...
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Honestly, like, don't worry about Martinelli. I mean, first and foremost, we support Arsenal, and at the minute we're doing okay, so that should be the primary.
I'm not worried about it. Listen, the kid signed a long-term deal.
Yeah,
where the hell is he going?
Yeah, it's totally fine, and sometimes it's good, man. Like he's had a massive injury. Like, let's just bring him back slowly. We had to bring him in because we were desperate to turn our form around.
He played well.
No, he did. But do you know what? Like, now we're seeing that we're a little bit more tactical driven. Focus on possession.
Big up to you, man. Smash the like on the smash the like button, people. There's 36 of you guys. Each one of you guys smash the like one time. We can get this double. We can get 60 people in here, and you guys can all be chatting away with people. Now, guys, the only way Martinelli is going to get more game time is if we drop in form. We have a dip in form. That's the only way he's going to get more game time. Unfortunately, unless we have an injury or a dip in form, Arteta has his clear plan. Saka and Pepe are rotatable. Willian, Odegaard, Odegaard and Smith Rowe are rotatable. Willian, Aubameyang, and Smith Rowe are rotatable, and Lacazette and Aubameyang are rotatable. Where does Martinelli fit in that puzzle? He doesn't. So until somebody either gets injured or there's a drop in form, he's not getting game time until the end of the season.
And I'll tell you how you know this is actually true as well, yeah? Don't forget, when he first came in, he tested out a load of players. He tried and tested and da-da-da-da-da. Eddie Nketiah was one of them. He doesn't even make match squad now. He's sealed his fate. He's gone in the summer. I don't know why we never saw him in January.
Gemma, that's a silly question, I think. I don't think we'd be in for Dybala.
I fucking would take him, though.
I would take him. I'm sorry for saying a silly question, but if Odegaard is going...
No.
Dybala is not a number 10.
Yeah, it's not the top player.
He's either a striker or yeah.
He's not a number 10.
I'll take you can even play off the.
We have too many Dybala similar profile player.
Yeah, exactly. Egal, just quickly to go back to Martinelli, the only other way he also gets more minutes is if we win games or winning games convincingly, like 3-4-0, and then
not
you can
even
bring
getting
him
on the bench.
No, I think he was injured the last game I heard, or had a niggle.
He did.
That's why. That's why he was on the bench. So that's when he'll come on when we're winning a game convincingly. But at the minute, all games are too tight to maybe bring him on. It is what it is.
Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly reverse back to the point. Yes, people, we know we're 10th. We know we're 10th. So stop going crazy. But I'm gonna say this. We have a situation where we actually have a decent options. We have 3 options for right back. You have Chambers, who's the big industrial, tough guy.
He'll be gone.
Right? You have Hector Bellerin, who's supposed to be more of the outside, cutting inside, joining into the middle, but he doesn't actually do that job as well. You got Cedric, who's the better all-around right back, in my opinion. You have 4 options for center back, who are quite decent in my opinion, with Gabriel, David Luiz, Holding, and Pablo Mari. Those are the 4 best center backs we've had in a crop in a long time. We have a midfield now with Thomas Partey, Xhaka, El Neni, and Ceballos filling in with Odegaard as a 10 and Smith Rowe possibly as a 10. We have a decent choices of 6 guys for 3 positions. We have 2 star strikers. We have 2 right wingers in Pepe and Saka, and we have Willian and whoever else we want to play on the left whenever we want to play there. So I feel like there's a lot more balance to this team. And my question to you guys is, can you clearly see Arteta is starting to build the groundworks and the foundations of a good squad going forward?
Yes. I can genuinely see it. Yes, he's doing his thing. He's again after all, he's told you, innit? If you put a line down the center of our team on the starting lineup, it should. I think Arteta is looking at it should identically resemble the other side. So you want to put a left-sided midfielder on the left side, but you want to put a right-sided one on the right side. You want to put someone bang in the middle, which is the Odegaard that is clever with both feet. If you've got an inside forward on the left-hand side that is right-footed, then he's probably going to have inside forward on the right-hand side that can kick with his left foot, with a striker in the middle to just sweep up and do whatever. He looks like he's trying to play it bang down the middle. My only thing is, there's a lot of them players that are going to be gone. Hence why I say I don't think we're going to get another striker. I think Martinelli will be that second striker with Balogun moving forward, like to develop and do whatever and get the League Cup games and maybe the odd Europa if we're in it next year and that, or them fringe games.
I agree.
Backup games. The reason why we're not going to get another striker, Bellerin's gone. I definitely truly believe he's gone. One of them right backs are gone anyway, but I think it's Bellerin. I think Bellerin is going to go, which means we need a new one. Ceballos saying getting signed on for that 25 mil. I don't feel so. I don't think so. I think he's made too many. I think Arteta's made up his mind about him and said, nah, that's not happening. Which means
you can go, bro.
That's right. I gave you a year. It's not happening. You can go as well. So that we need a backup for him. We have no second left back. Cedric can play left back, but it doesn't work. Like I said, he likes to cut it straight down the middle. He wants to replicate each side on the same way.
Yeah, he wants a equivalent to the Tierney, right?
To the Tierney, right? It's same thing.
I don't think he does. I think he wants an inverted fullback, but we just
no. That's what I was saying. I'm talking about the quality, not the same profile of what Tierney does. But
Oh, sorry.
No, I heard the opposite. I heard he does want somebody who doesn't give us a drop off in the attacking options from that fallback position.
No, that's what we're saying. But I'm saying,
I think
he doesn't want someone who's gonna be just controlling the right side on his own, like what Tierney does. He wants an inverted fullback. Like he's gonna come into midfield and control the game,
cover in and stuff like that. But don't get me wrong.
Sorry, I misheard that. Sorry, because I think the part of Saka's ineffectiveness on the weekend was slightly because Cedric was so dominant and overlapping on the right hand side, and when you watch Bellerin just almost leaves Saka on his own. So I think we need to get that Cancelo type of fullback. I know they're so hard to find.
Yo, is Asda owned by their Cronkies? I'm confused.
No way. I'm Googling that right fucking now.
I didn't know that.
That's not true.
No, they don't. It's Walmart.
So yeah,
Walmart.
It is the Cronkies. It is the Cronkies. They're Walmart.
As the Walmart.
I love it when you're trying to make
as does Walmart.
I love it when you're trying to make an opinion on football and tactics, and then you get distracted because there's a supermarket question.
I'm so sorry, bro.
So, no, it's all right, bro. Don't worry about it.
It's literally
next time you're talking, I'm going to bring up Marks and Spencer's.
Have you got
Semantic FC also said, Harry, you kind of look like Pablo Mari. I don't know if that's a joke.
Have you not even seen that link as well? Obviously, linked to Ndika. I think he's going to be on a free, but he's left-footed as well. So that's Mari Gabriel, which I don't believe.
Ndika. Oh yeah, I saw that today.
But I don't believe that.
He's a centre back, isn't he?
Yeah, unless we're moving on Mari, which I've seen links of Emery saying Emery being linked with Mari.
He ain't getting him.
Bro,
personally for me, I think it's something Arsenal would do.
Why would we sell him for 4 million, bro?
No, I didn't
bring up that CDL
price.
No, that's the link.
But it's not going to be for 4 mil though. Just because we've been linked to players, that's not what the fee is, but we don't pay that. What I'm saying is there's links to him. Arsenal's probably looking at thinking they can go and get 15, 17 mil from Mari and bring in the Ndika on a free. That's something they would do. And that's clever marketing.
Don't be surprised.
Profit.
Don't be surprised if there's a few sales that you wouldn't necessarily think, but don't be surprised at all. Honestly,
is the guy that you're talking about left-footed? He's a left-footed centre back.
Yeah, and we was linked to him before we got Gabriel and Mari.
Ega, bring that last comment up. Ega, bring that comment up from Cena.
Listen to this quickly. Name another midfielder in world football who's left-footed that can replace Xhaka right now.
Midfielder.
Impossible.
Who's left-footed?
It's impossible. You won't find.
It's rare. This is what I was going to say.
He's Copperminga. Copperminga. Plays for AZ Akmar.
Oh, okay, I don't know him. So someone told me the only other players that you could mention who are similar to Xhaka in profile is probably Benassar, our former Arsenal player who's currently at AC Milan, and like
forward though, don't he?
Yeah, and another, and that's pretty much it. Like when you think about Xhaka,
look at this smile. I can't stop smiling.
He doesn't fit the profile. Listen, there's loads of midfielders, but even though he's left-footed, he doesn't fit. He doesn't fit the profile of what Xhaka does or what Mikel Arteta wants.
Let's have a night off Granit Xhaka. We know what's happening. He's staying here for a long. He's staying here for a long time. So just enjoy him while you've got him, because you're not gonna have him forever. Enjoy him.
Does anyone know who this guy Ram is talking about? Mark Roca. I think he plays in Spain, right? Am I wrong?
He's looking at him. He's
not pulled up any trees. We was linked to him before he went to Bayern, and I thought we were going to sign him, but he's gone by.
Isn't he small as well? Isn't he short?
No,
he's short,
he's not.
Is he tall?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry, wrong guy then. I'm pretty sure I thought it was a small guy.
Oh, he's at Bayern Munich. He's a
lot more mobile as well. He's a lot more mobile. Tackling is a lot better, and that's what I thought.
I don't believe it. Did you not see Granit Xhaka's tackle against Doherty yesterday in the derby when he just smashed Doherty? I was like, "Get up, Doherty! You ain't gonna get that from anyone else."
Does Arteta want a left-footed midfielder in the Xhaka role? And will he ever sell Xhaka? Because fans want Xhaka sold. I'm thinking, he can't find a replacement physically. He will not physically find a replacement for him.
I don't think he has to be left-footed, but he's got to be comfortable on the left ball. I think, Kieran Tierney has created the most chances for Arsenal this season, I believe. and around 25% of Xhaka's completed passes go to Kieran Tierney. So a lot of Kieran Tierney's work is found by Xhaka. So I suppose being left-footed probably helps because of the angle of the pass. And the great thing about Granit Xhaka is, guys, he's only 28, so you can enjoy him for another 2-3 years.
What's his name?
Times.
So it's KOOP MEINERS.
What the fuck?
And then, here you go. Try this player. Try this guy. XHAKA.
I can only do one at a time. Oh, you're joking. I thought you were serious. Yo, Cash, what the hell are you making me type in, bro? Okay. Is he from Netherlands? I put KO. Okay, forget it. Let's just keep it moving. This is a mad thing.
Okay.
All right, man. Have a good one, man. Final verdict. What do you got to say?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Our final verdict is Conky fucking spend some money.
Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, yeah.
In all seriousness, though, we do need to obviously look to find an alternative to Granit Xhaka. So I'm sure they're working on it. But if he's set on a left-footed midfielder, then that makes it even harder to find, doesn't it? So we just got to be patient with that one. But I'm sure we're going to try to find an alternative.
No, is this why Cash left to play pro clubs? Oh man, you're baiting guys out.
I can confidently say we're not replacing Xhaka this summer, but we do need to. But I mean, look, man, when Xhaka's played in the right system with the right players, he does. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, we can say Xhaka had a good game, but Xhaka's good game is about 6 or 7 out of 10. Whereas there are people in that position that could easily bang 9s and 10s every single game. Maybe, obviously, that's a world-class player, and that's what we want. We want only the best, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, innit? He's. I was going to say he's not the worst of our problems, but you know what? Sometimes he can be, man. But all right, that's only a certain amount of games per season, isn't it? It's just going to happen. Same thing with David Luiz, same thing with Bellingham. It's going to happen, isn't it? I think what we need to do is just outscore our opponents now.
Arsenal's going to test us out every single day of the week, man. Let's not let them win. Harry, you wanted to mention the form table. What was it specifically that you wanted to mention in the form table? Because people keep mentioning we're 10th, but they don't look at this, right?
Well, yeah, like I tried to explain earlier, I don't know if I did it the right way, but essentially we're a victim of our first 18 games in terms of the inconsistency. So now our form table is, it's pretty decent. It's not amazing, but it's pretty decent. We scored a decent amount of goals.
Look at that.
Hopefully in the next 10 games we can maintain that, and then we should see us climb a higher place. But that's only if we take points off Everton and West Ham. Liverpool and Chelsea, we need to try to get something decent out of those 2 games. And if we manage to do that, because I think if we lose to West Ham and then we lose to Liverpool and Chelsea, and then we only win the next 4 or 5 games, then we'll stay at 10th. But
look at how horrendous this is. 1 second, Harry. Look at how bad that is. 44 goals conceded in 19 games.
That's fucking horrible, man. And one thing is, we scored more then, but obviously that's when Aubameyang was still firing, though. So obviously,
horrendous.
We've scored more because we're so open and naive, which is why we look. Igor, go back to that. Just go back to that for 1 second. I know you've mentioned it, but look, 19 more goals against the top 6 we would have conceded in the previous 19. That's mad. That's absolutely mental. So when we say progress, that doesn't represent a higher league position, evidently, but you can't deny that against the top 6, we're so much more competitive. Unfortunately, it seems that we're complacent against the shit team, so that's something that we need to eradicate as well. But that's another reason why we can say trust the process.
That triggers people. Do you believe there's a process? Because I believe there is a process, but when people say trust the process, I'm not saying trust a process. I'm saying just understand that it is a process. That's what I'm trying to say. Just understand that it is a process. It's not trust something. Don't have faith in something that's blind. But ending off this topic, we're gonna, just before we end it off, I'm just gonna mention a couple things. First things first, Bukayo Saka is doubtful for Olympiacos. He has a hamstring injury. Moving on to that, Joe Willock played 90 minutes versus Newcastle. Great. Said Kolasinac and Mustafi did a howler 5-0. Mustafi got an own goal. Madness. Luckily,
Can someone confirm in the comments, is Kolasinac playing centre mid?
He was
playing central midfield? Because when you look at the...
He was playing in midfield.
No
he played
way.
90 minutes in midfield.
No way.
Well,
90
you know what it is?
No way.
When I look at the lineups, which I do, of is it Schalke? They're on loan here. I just check the lineups. I don't watch the game, but I just see him in the middle of the midfield, and I was like, maybe that's an error. I don't know if anyone watched the game. If someone,
Bro, I watched it Saturday. I just put it in the comments. 90 minutes he played in midfield. Kolasinac, right? They got
Good Express says he's playing CDM, if that's right, and he's captain.
My historic AFTV interview, I said he should play in CDM.
The second he touched down on loan there, he was captain. I do not understand that, but he just got captaincy. It's like, raw, you weren't even captain at Arsenal, brother. You've just gone back. Like, he's captain over Mustafi. And on top of that, they done an exile to get their current manager that they've gone into the team with to get him out. Mustafi and Kolasinac went in and said, this manager needs to go. They're taking a piss,
They're matting.
I'm just reading some of the comments. Senile AF is certainly speaking a lot of truth in the comments. I can see he's winding some people up, but it's good to hear everyone speak.
Okay, now moving on to do you guys care about the loans? Because we can just move on. It's not a big deal. I thought Joe Willock was good for 90 minutes for Newcastle versus Aston Villa in the 1-1 draw. He was very eye-catching in my opinion. Then you also had Aston Villa. You had Inzi Maitland-Niles. He in that was it a defeat to West Brom? He played well in that defeat in my opinion.
Do you know what? He does look quite tidy. I mean, we all know he's a tidy player, but he looks like a leading player in that team. Maybe that's not hard. Listen, it's good for him and it's good for us. If Joe Willock and Maitland-Niles come back as more accomplished midfielders because they can play 90 minutes every game, then great. Unfortunately, we can't allow that to happen at Arsenal. You know, we've tried it with Willock and Maitland-Niles, and it hasn't always been consistent. But if they can grow somewhere else and come back, then happy days. Like,
let's talk about Ivan Toney. This guy just mentioned it. Sorry to cut you off, bro.
I don't think we're getting him.
Your head dropped the moment I spoke. My apologies, bro. Literally.
I don't think we're getting him. He's really clinical though. But again,
bro, he's amazing apparently.
Yeah, no, he's bagging. Apparently, he scored the most goals like in a season or something. Like he set some sort of record. The only thing is
his conversion rate also. He gets so many chances. He converts almost 18 out of his 20 chances have been converted. That's ridiculous. That's mad.
Listen, it'll be a good bit like anything. When you sign a championship player, even if they get promoted, it's still a gamble. You know, it really is. It always is. It's not an easy transition. I know we reference is it Watkins at Aston Villa? Yeah. He's having a good season, but he's not like setting the world alight. And if we're looking to go to the next level, right, we need a goal scorer that scores 25, 30 goals. We have to get back to that. That's the last time we won. That's the last time when we won the league or challenged for the league was Van Persie. Before that was Henry or Adebayor in his early.
Adebayor, yeah.
We need to get. And listen, if Ivan Toney can be that man, amazing. But obviously, there's a risk factor with that. But he does look good. He does look good, and he's massive as well, which I always like. Okay,
can you guys see what I'm showing you on the screen? This has been a trend over the past couple of days. They've been doing this every. I've been seeing it all over social media. So I'm like, you know what? We might as well do it just for fun at the back end of the video because we've gone through a lot of the stuff with the Arsenal stuff. So let's get into it. Who is your goalkeeper of the decade?
Decade. Oh shit! Oh god! Right. So 2011. Bro, I can't think back to that far, bro.
So you have Petr Cech, Courtois, David De Gea, Ederson, Joe Hart, Lloris, and Kasper Schmeichel. For me, quickly.
How is Kasper Schmeichel?
Because they won the league.
I'm just gonna be quick. I'm gonna say multiple league winners, and people who have been consistent throughout the whole time. You got Ederson. You got Courtois.
You
got Petr Cech didn't win much at the back end of the early end of 2010s, did he?
This
Oh,
might
did he
sound
not?
crazy. This might sound crazy, but in there, I'm going for Edison. I think that bro is
People are
quality.
saying Petr Cech because he's an
I'm going
Arsenal guy.
No, I'm going
Guys,
Edison.
let's be honest. It's between Edison, De Gea, and Courtois. I don't think Petr Cech has a shout.
What? Wait, we need to see when Chelsea won the league and when Petr Cech played, because that is pretty vital. I don't know if someone can share that.
It's 2010 to 2020. Edison, people are saying, because of the past couple of seasons.
I'm saying Edison.
Petr Cech was the last person to win a Golden Glove with Arsenal. It would be impressive if he won a Golden Boot.
Oh yeah, do you know what? Yeah,
That'd be sick.
I'll take my Petr Cech out. Actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So I'm saying Ederson, Courtois are the main choices.
I don't even think Courtois done much at Chelsea. I mean, he's a good keeper. Don't get me wrong, but
He won 2 leagues, no?
so it wasn't because of him though. He didn't do that much. Like, do you know what I mean? He just had a solid
Anyways,
defense
that
line.
thank you, guy. Okay, so we going with steroids, Ederson?
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what?
Allegedly,
It's hard. He's
allegedly.
only been in the Premier League since 2018. So it's
Allegedly.
quite
Yo,
hard.
people are
really?
saying De Gea. People are saying De Gea. Why De Gea? Because the man never won nothing in the 2010s, did he? He won 1 trophy, 2013.
And he's won
Did
the
they win in
Europa.
2010? Did they win in 2010? No.
Listen, who cares, man? It's only the goalkeeper. That's not important. Let's get to the. Let's get to the good players.
It's between it's Man City or Man United. Man City won more league titles. Give it to
Exactly,
Ederson.
Yeah, fine, that's
Edison
fine.
wins.
Right
Edison
back. Right back, you have Trent, you have Azpilicueta.
They put in all of the
They're putting fucking left backs in there, bro. What the fuck? They put
No,
even put
Kyle
Real
Walker, Zabuleta. Okay, so yeah, I'm going quickly. Azpilicueta.
what? Nah, man. No.
Azpilicueta has been the best right back of the decade.
I don't know, man. I got different characteristics, man. You know
Are you
what?
guys going Kyle Walker, Zabuleta?
I'm going.
No,
Kyle Walker.
I'd go Zabaleta over Kyle Walker. I think Kyle Walker is so overrated.
Okay,
You know what the
so
thing
now
is
we
with
have
me,
a three-way tie. We have a three-way tie. Trent does not get in because of one friggin' Premier League. Get out of here, people.
Sit down.
What you'd say is that Trent's got the potential to be better than all of that list in terms of right backs, but yeah,
Okay.
it's a bit too early.
People are saying
he
Kyle
knows how to-
Walker.
he
If
knows
you
how to
guys
defend.
want, the first super chat decides. Kyle Walker or David Azpilicueta, or a lot of people are saying Azpilicueta. Some people are saying
but
Zabaleta.
Didn't Aspie used to be a centre back and he got moved to the right?
Azpilicueta was everything, man. He's a utility piece. He does everything. He's a Swiss Army knife. But yeah, so we're gonna leave that one blank for now because we can't decide, right? Let's go to the left back. Who's been the
Gonna be
best
the
left back?
Same
For
list,
me,
innit?
this one is there's James Milner. There is who else is there? You could even say Vertonghen, but Vertonghen more of a center back. Just besides James Milner, who else is there? Gail Clichy,
Evra.
Baines, Marcus Alonso. Alonso
What's
has been good.
Yeah, he has. What's everyone in the last 10 years?
He won
When
the
did he-
last.
when did he
He
stop?
won the last league with the Manchester United, right?
When did Fergie retire?
2013.
Ooh, so I only give him 3 years, isn't it?
So people are saying Evra. So I'm just giving it to Evra.
I think Evra.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
just,
think
it's just
Evra.
okay.
But
That's fair.
Andy Robertson is right up there, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
I messed it up. I'm having a mare. You know when your computer is too sensitive?
Rio Ferdinand definitely goes centre back there. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, all I know is Eden Hazard is not getting anywhere near this team. If you guys put him in this team, we're fighting. Fist fight team.
All right, let's go. Come on, Ego.
You really want Eden Hazard in the team that bad?
No.
He's a baller,
Okay.
bro. Like,
Center backs.
even
Center
as a
backs.
hitter.
You got Rio, you got Van Dijk, you got David Luiz. In my opinion,
Rio and company. Rio
And company. Yeah, Rio and company. Straight away. That's it. Done.
No,
That's done.
no, David
Nope.
Luiz.
No.
David Luiz was world class for Chelsea at one point.
I'd be
Van Dijk.
very close to saying John Terry as well, because John Terry is absolutely outrageous. But I'd say Rio and company. Just edging.
There's no case for Van Dijk.
No.
Ooh, yeah, that's sick though. But nah, he can't step to that man there, man.
Okay,
Not
Rio
yet,
and
anyway.
company.
Van Dijk's got to do it for 4 or 5 seasons, like these guys did.
Okay, so what are we doing? What are we doing for right back? Are we putting Azpilicueta in there? Because Chelsea don't really have to.
Where's Bellerin?
They don't have any. They don't have any representation in the defense. And Chelsea's defense was solid.
Did you just say where's Bellerin?
Did you say where's Bellerin? Bellerin don't get in this team, bro. Yo, people are saying Company and Virgil. Someone's saying John Terry over Rio. As an Arsenal fan, you should not be saying John Terry over Rio.
No, but John Terry, I mean, is ridiculous.
Yo, you guys just love Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole didn't play in the 2010s, bro.
It's either or.
He was out of it. Yeah, he was in LA at these times. At them
bro,
times,
that guy. At that point, he said, fuck it. That's what he was up to. Zabaleta is right back. People are not letting this go. Yeah. They want Zabaleta and right.
Yeah, that's what I would go. Zabaleta as right back. I think he was brilliant for those few seasons with the City.
How many titles does Zabaleta have in comparison to David Azpilicueta? I think Azpilicueta has more titles.
Someone says Sanyo, you know. Sanyo was a baller, bro. He was sick.
Sanyo was class, man. He was a rock.
His crossing was absolutely immense, bro.
Okay, so simple. Now, each one of us are gonna put our midfield three, and then we're gonna see who has similar midfield three. So, midfield, right? Man.
Oh,
shit. You gotta pick. They also have forwards in here. So I'm just gonna say, first things first. I want everyone to just give me their midfield threes, and then we'll go. So for me, my midfield three is Yaya Toure, right? Yaya Toure. I'm going Yaya Toure. It's tough, man. It's super tough.
Okay, no, this is a bit mad.
It's Yaya Toure. Shit, man. Conte, Yaya Toure, and
I know mine already.
Has it got to make sense? Has it got to make sense? As like
no, it doesn't have to make sense. It's just up to you. I have to keep a level of consistency. So it's going to be Conte, Yaya Toure, and I'm going to do. This is not easy. Shit, man.
Right,
why is Aaron Ramsey in there? Like,
Pogba's in there as well, cause shit. Then
well, I know mine.
I'm just doing Kevin. I'm gonna do Yaya, Conte, and Kevin De Bruyne. What are you saying?
Mine's gonna be. It's not gonna make sense. No one's gonna play holding midfield because, I mean,
it's true.
So mine's gonna be De Bruyne, Lampard, and David Silva.
Okay, mine's
De Bruyne, Lampard.
Oh shit! There's Gerrard. I didn't see Gerrard. De Bruyne, Lampard, and Gerrard. Sorry.
Oh, you made me forget my one now. Wait. So it's De Bruyne, Cesc, and go down again, bro.
Okay, so we all have De Bruyne. So De Bruyne's in.
I can't believe you don't never put Cesc in there, bro.
I never put Cesc in there because Cesc, fuck that guy.
Wow. No, I love Cesc. I love.
No, in the sense like he never won it with us. He won it with Chelsea, man.
Yeah, you can't discredit. You can't not put Gerrard in there, and you can't not put Lampard in there.
No, Gerrard. This is the end of Gerrard. This is the end of Lampard. To me, I'm putting in guys.
Oh yeah, true.
I'm putting in. This is the 2010 to 2020, bro. Why are you putting in Steven Gerrard and Lampard?
Yeah, I got mine. So it's
because
that's like me saying Ryan Giggs.
They're legends. Yeah, but that's because I'm old, so they're legends. That's why.
I feel you, bro.
Are you gonna put Ryan Giggs in there?
How old are you, DJ? Harry.
I don't disclose my age, but I'm older than people think.
I'm born 91. Are you older than that or younger than that?
Oh, I'm older than you, Miguel. Yeah, older than you.
Okay.
I'm well older than that, bro. So it's all mad. I'm just saying De Bruyne, Cesc, and Yaya. That's my one.
Okay, so since there's 2 votes for Yaya, it's between Conte and Lampard or Steven Gerrard. What are you guys saying?
Oh, don't know.
Because
I know Conte's class. I know that, but
we're seeing the decline. We're seeing the decline, so it's a bit mad, isn't it?
People are saying put all Man City midfield. De Bruyne, Yaya Toure, and Kevin De Bruyne.
Well, listen, I was very close to putting David Silva in there, but then I saw Gerrard. I mean, I tell you what, let's try to do it sensibly. If we're going to have, we need probably someone slightly deeper. So you'd probably say, I don't know. It's hard to remember like when Gerrard and Lampard phased off. It's hard to remember that exactly. Yeah. Like when did Gerrard stop down at Liverpool? Was it like 2013?
Is it
And
fair
Lampard
to
was-
say we put Conte in and we keep it moving and we just come back to the rest?
Yeah, because he definitely sits deep. I don't think Lampard actually sits deep. He was more of an attacking midfielder, wasn't he?
Okay,
Yeah, it
so
was,
who's the striker first of all? Let's get just the striker.
I see you have this debate all the time. Henry goes in there straight away. I don't
For
know
what?
what-
For 2010s.
He's not on the list, though, is he?
For 2010s, he's not there, bro.
Okay, but I might have to.
So this is who you have. You got Harry Kane, didn't win shit. You got Lukaku, didn't win shit. Except for when he was at Chelsea. You got first of all, Sergio Aguero, he's a shout.
That's a shout.
Bale, he's a left or right. You can't put him there. Diego Costa, hell no. Didier Drogba, it was the
That
end
was
of his career. And you know what? Didier Drogba was just a hyped up job. He scored in the big games, but he didn't get enough goal tallies. In the,
You sound a bit. You sound a little bit bitter, to be honest. There,
he
but
terrorized me, man. He literally terrorized me. I
100%.
see him go like this all day. Like that's all it is.
yeah,
Like,
he was class. He was class.
Eden Hazard.
Everyone's saying flipping Aguero, bro. But I think everyone's discrediting Rooney out here. You know.
Okay, what about
Right.
this man right here?
Oh, Lewis.
For the small time he was here, the numbers he put
Yeah.
was comparable to Henry. And then the last shout.
Van Persie, bro.
No, the last shout is Jamie Vardy.
What? Van Persie don't get a shout.
Van Persie don't get a shout because what he did was
I know,
win
but
the league, Manchester
Yeah.
United, and it's
yeah,
an
true.
Arsenal-based channel. So go fuck. He can go fuck him.
Yeah.
I've got mine. I'm gonna go with. Scroll up again. Sorry. Scroll up.
There's only Harry Kane is up there. Oh, Rooney also. I forgot Rooney, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Aguero, and then I'm gonna go.
Just 1 second, one by one. So everyone's going Aguero for
Sorry.
striker.
Yeah.
Okay. Left wing.
Okay. Oh, we're doing left wing, right wing. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
it's hard, isn't it? Because no one.
Raheem
They're all
Sterling,
good.
Alexis Sanchez. You got Raheem Sterling, Alexis Sanchez.
Sanchez
You got
was
Eden
banging,
Hazard, Gareth Bale, right?
It's hard.
Those
You're
are the
saying, you're saying like of the
Mane.
decade, so you think about consistency over a long period of time, like 3, 4, 5 years. So for me, like why would Gareth Bale be in that list? He had like a good season at Spurs, then he went to Madrid.
Couple.
Like,
So is it Eden
Look,
Hazard?
it's-
Or could you put Wayne Rooney in there because he did play as a winger at points?
I'm going Suarez, Aguero, Wayne Rooney, and let them work it out themselves. But if we want to go, from positional sense, then obviously we have
Aguero can play on the left. He did play on the left at times.
to. I mean,
that's true, actually. Yeah. So how are we doing it? Are we making sense of it all?
You can Aguero has played on the left, so we're putting Aguero and Suarez in. And what are we doing on the right? Is it Mo Salah?
No, man.
it's got to be Rooney, man. You got to pay dues to Wayne Rooney.
Rooney, bro. If it's
Let's
going to
not
be out of that list, it's got to be Rooney, bro.
Okay.
Let's not forget what he
So
did.
let's confirm the team. Let's look at the team, what it looks like. So this is the team that we got.
I mean, look, it doesn't make any sense, but Conte's got a lot of responsibility on his hands there. But
I know, right? You might just want to flip Kante and Torres.
Yeah.
No, but think about the defenders that he has behind him. He doesn't need to worry.
yeah, but those fullbacks, no, they're not getting any help either because Rooney.
No, but those fullbacks are literally broken up guys, and they don't need to worry about creating. The creativity from the two midfielders and the goal scorers, you literally have match winners on every single side of the pitch.
That defense is.
Everyone's saying, how can you not put Hazard? Listen, don't get me wrong. Hazard was amazing.
Thank you. Someone said Hazard, hype job. Hype job.
No, Hazard
Hazard
was class, but in the same token, though, like you're looking for that consistency, and there was a few seasons when he kind of phased out a little bit at Chelsea, didn't he? I can't remember what year it was.
This is a Spurs fan saying this team is biased. Did you want a Spurs player in there? I'm confused.
There's no Arsenal players in there. It's not biased.
Yeah, like, what's he talking about? Bias, bro. That don't even make sense, bro.
Eagle, you're salty. What am I salty about? Salt Bay. Anyways, quick question: Would you guys let Salt Bay feed you?
No.
Why?
Bro,
I don't.
It's part of the service. It's part of the service.
Bro, put that shit in the plate and give it to me. Yeah? I'll cut it myself, bro. You don't even need to cut the thing for me, bro. I'll do that myself. Bro, you just standing like this, yeah? just waiting for this bread to put a piece of meat in your mouth. Do you know how mad that? No. You're all right, bro. The worst thing is, certain man are doing it in front of their girlfriends and that, right? It's like,
no, bro. Listen, if he's gonna feed guys like Steve Harvey and all these big guys, and guys like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, bro. If he's gonna feed The Rock, who am I,
bro? The Rock is suspect for that, but at the same time, you know that The Rock would just slap a man down afterwards. I'm giving The Rock bottom on the table, innit? Over the whole piece of the ribs and all of them things.
I want to hear Harry's take on this. Someone said Harry would.
I don't eat meat, so it'd have to be like a broccoli or something. So if you give me a broccoli or whatever.
Oh, you're a vegetarian?
I'm vegan.
Oh, bro, yeah. The amount of people who make fun of Bellerin, now I get it.
Listen, Bellerin's a good guy. He's a good guy.
This person, I'll let him feed me broccoli. You know, this man's man.
He's suspect at the back, but he's a good. No, what I'm saying is, if he's feeds me meat, I'm going to say no, I don't eat meat. So
I'll take that broccoli though.
Yeah.
Oh man!
I find all that extravagant stuff just a little bit cringe. But that's just my personal preference, man. But I get it. I get it.
Yeah. But then,
so does it piss you off when people make fun of?
One second. Before Instagram, if that wasn't a thing, if you went to a fish and chip restaurant and someone dangled a bit of fish and like made you eat, you'd be like, what the hell is this man doing? But now this guy's made it normal to serve food like that. But imagine going into McDonald's 20 years ago and someone gets the
a chicken nugget and it just rolls down his to your mouth and that. Fuck that.
Imagine people in the chat. Would you let him feed you? People in the chat, would you let him feed you? Is there anyone you let feed you? That's the question. Even
my girl.
My girlfriend, and that's it.
Okay, so guys, in conclusion, the team of the season, the team of the decade, we just completed that. Mikel Arteta, the whole angry with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Our verdict is that's fake news. What do you call it? Bukayo Saka hamstring injury could be out for the next game, but it's not like a severe injury. It's just a minor injury, right? Another situation, the loan watch, we spoke about that. Matteo Guendouzi, what was your final verdict, guys? Sell, keep?
Extend the contract.
Yeah, try and extend the contract. If not, sell when you can, bro.
What? You can extend the contract and sell for more. That's smart.
That's why I would extend the contract, just simply because he'll be on more money. He'll have longer in his deal, which means you can get more money. Rather than the 25 mil, we might possibly be looking at a little bit of a 35 to in the region of 35 to 50 if he kills it playing or doing what he does. But other than that, I still don't think that will be at Arsenal. I think if he does extend the contract, he'll probably go back on loan again. And then if he kills it then yeah, you play like wherever in it. But I think his time at Arsenal is actually done. I won't lie to you.
Harry's loving the chat so much right now. This is actually hilarious. You want to tell us what you're talking about?
Me and Jack. Well, Jack said Harry rates Xhaka, so he couldn't care less what I think about football. In all honesty, Jack, I respect your honesty. I love that so much. So I just told Jack that I love him, but he said to me that I'll get shot on road, which is quite daunting. So I'm quite scared to leave the house now. But luckily we're in lockdown, so I can just stay home. But yeah, everyone's got opinion, Jack, and my opinion is that Granit Xhaka is decent, and Arteta thinks the same, and Wenger thinks the same, and Emery thinks the same, and Freddie thinks the same. So
listen, people watch my video earlier in the day, and they said, you know what? People watched my video earlier in the day, and they said, yo, you know what?
I think it's funny when people threaten people online. It's just you're an idiot. It's like, grow up, bro. Like, man said you'll get shot on raw. That's
so. Me and Jack are gonna go out for some broccoli soon. We're gonna have a nice plate of broccoli
and some tofu. It looks like still with Guna Express.
Anyways, guys, no, I wasn't frozen. I was literally reading something and it caught me off guard. You know what? Let's talk about this. People, you know what I was gonna say. That whole video on Twitter on for the football terrorist clip. People are really taking this the wrong way. Literally, everything I said is factually correct. There's nothing wrong with what I said. If you actually hear what I said, listen to it again. Teams around us, do you really think those teams are any real? Do you really think those teams are going to finish above us next season if everything was the same? That's my question to you, the panel. And do you feel like the league position might be actually lying? Because everyone says the league position never lies, but I really do look at it this season and be like, hey, we are not the 10th worst team in the league. There's been emanating circumstances that have gotten us there, but I can see if everything is starting from now, how it is now, we would not be in the same position. There has been a lot of drop points at the beginning of the season, and if you look at the league table after December, we're a completely different team. We play different, we have less players, and everything that I was saying that were the problems when we were going through the bad run, I'm now starting to see I was right. I did say we had too big of a squad. The moment we trim down the squad, you can see more harmony in the squad. I did say, you know what, we don't have enough creativity. With Smith Rowe and Odegaard in the team now, you can see that we have more creativity, and it gets us more results in the middle of the games. And also at the beginning of the season, there was a lot of games that I felt like against the big teams and against even the small teams that statistically, if you look back at those games, they're not that much different from the games that we're winning now. It's just we've just had that little more cutting edge due to the cohesion in the squad.
Facts. Yeah, facts what you said. The only thing is the table ain't a lie. We are here for a reason. We just had a shit start. That is just what it is. But we was the way how Mikel Arteta came into the squad and he was playing free at the back and he was doing that and he was doing that. That was just to survive the rest of the season, to win a standing trophy, to do all of this. During the summer till now, he implemented his style. That's what we broke it down today. We said that the guy plays bang down the middle. He plays with the fullbacks on each side, balanced with a left-footed midfielder and a right-footed midfielder. This is him getting, even Odegaard coming in as a good number 10. He was never not going to play with a number 10. Do you know what I mean? It's just that we just never had one at the time. So we had to make do. He had to put a 3 at the back, which would mean that we didn't need a number 10. It just means we had a progressive CM, which means that he goes and does that job. But then, most of our goals is coming from the wing.
Yo, Harry, this guy does not know what's going on. This is hilarious. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys, because I have to go pray. And you know what? Have yourselves a great night, everybody. This has been great. We've gone for 1 hour and 36 minutes. And you know what? You guys have been great. Smash a like on the video if you haven't already done that. We're going to be back tomorrow doing a match preview to Olympiacos at what time is the Champions League done? 10. So we'll do it at 10 again. And then, you guys just join us. If you want to jump on, the link will be in the chat. You guys can jump on tomorrow. I'll be accepting calls. And have yourselves a great day, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at 10. We're out of here, people. Have yourselves a wonderful day.